Hello everyone, it's me, Enza. Welcome back to Spiral into the Void. So for today's video, I decided I'm gonna read you guys a poem that I wrote a long time ago. It's very fucking depressing, and I'm sorry about that. Hi. So beautiful. But I was like contemplating if I should read it, and then I saw a hawk, and then I was like, higher perspective. So I'm gonna read this and then just kind of give you my new perspective of life, because I don't feel this way anymore, but I think it's something that a lot of us do feel, and it's really important for us to remember that other people feel like this, and it's not just like can't be summarized in a quote or something. Like sometimes like the true feelings are very scary, and to hear it from someone else makes you feel icky because of how like that energy actually feels to be in, but it's important to express it. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. When this emptiness consumes me, I turn to boring things, so my mind believes that my life feels just like happiness. And I pull out all my hair thinking it will mask the pain, and I scratch my legs and glare at my face and suffering. And I eat another meal to feel full and good again. And I read all of these books about love and letting go, but I hold on to my thoughts and down again I go. And all of this self-criticism has me feeling sick, but I do it every day hoping all this hate will stick. And the rage builds up inside, so I try to remain still, 'cause peace is probably better than fighting for my will. Holding pills in one hand and a drink in the other, I contemplate my life and it's living for others. So I sit down with my pain and it's constantly the same, but it always shies away when I ask for its name. All the stories, they add up, all the scars make sense to me, but to someone else the way I feel is remarkably crazy. So I sit down in my room and I stare at the ceiling, hoping that by chance one day it might just fall in. And as my mind consumes me with past and future thinking, I hold myself and cry to sleep to awake to the same thing. There's a time in my life where I felt really empty and really numb, and during this time there wasn't anything outside of me that could make me feel better, because I was constantly looking inside of myself, but I wasn't looking at the positives, or I wasn't looking at like, you know, the thoughts that were trying to question what I was feeling. I was looking at the thoughts that were keeping me stuck in this place. So I would look outside of myself for distractions, anything that could distract me from what I was feeling inside, because my inside world was so dark. And I would turn outside of myself and I would use substances and alcohol and things that just were just a way for my mind to start thinking differently, and my mind to enter into a different world that wasn't the one that I was so caught up living in. And it would feel like moments of pure joy, and I was like, I'm so happy right now and I'm just enjoying everything, but it was just because I was masking something within myself, and I would cause myself harm when I didn't have those substances, because there was a point where I couldn't do them because I had a health issue. And like when they would wear off, or when I wasn't able to do them, I would cause myself pain, because it felt like the pain that I was feeling inside was trying to find its way out, but it wasn't finding it in a positive way. It was reaching out for things, and if I couldn't find those things, and I was constantly blaming myself, so I felt as if I had to hurt myself and to hurt the vessel that I'm in, because I just didn't feel like anything could ever make me happy. And I would look at myself in the mirror, and I would look at everything that I was going through in my life, and I would hate everything. I thought I was the worst fucking person alive, that everything I did and everything that happened to me because I was a shit person, not to teach me anything or to teach me to be a better person. I thought that I was just like fucking scum of the earth, and that everything would come my way. When I decided to try to change that, I would like read these books, right? And I would read things, and I would try to do all of this healing work, but I wasn't present in my healing. Instead, I was doing it just so I could feel like a better person. And I thought that I was like helping myself by reading these books and trying to embody what they were saying, but I wasn't present in my healing. I was doing it for the wrong reasons, just like I had been doing everything else. Because like when you're stuck in that one mindset, like that's the only way you can operate. You can't change in a mindset that's like the same that you're stuck in. These books and things that I was reading wasn't helping me progress and wasn't helping me to let go, because I was holding on to these like preconceived thoughts that I already had in my mind, and these thoughts about myself that I thought that I didn't deserve to let go, that I didn't deserve to heal. And I would tell myself like, oh, I want to heal, I want to get better, and I deserve to heal, and I deserve to give myself this chance. But meanwhile, in my head, I hated myself so much that any opportunity I got to sabotage myself, I would, even if I said that I wanted to feel better, because that's what this like constant cycle does. Like this cycle of hatred and self-destruction is that it wants you to feel like you're doing good, and then makes you do something to make you believe that you don't deserve to feel that way, so you can constantly stay in that cycle. Because of this, I had so much anger in my being. I hated everybody. I hated myself. I hated my situation. I just hated every single thing. I was trying to embody this persona that's just peaceful and like let go of everything, but I was holding on to so much to a point that it was taking over my body. And when I would sit down with how painful everything was, I would try to reach for things to distract myself from that pain, because it was so painful, and I wasn't allowing myself to put a name to it or to heal it, because it just, the thought of it itself was so painful. Thinking that I had to confront it was so much scarier than the actual act of confronting it, because it felt like a tidal wave, but in reality it was just a bunch of thoughts that were making me feel this way. So the way that I was perceiving it was so much bigger than what it actually was. I was living in this like shadowed version of my life, and if somebody else were to see my life, they would be like, that happened so long ago, just like let go of it, and like I don't understand why you're in this. And I was like, but I don't deserve to let go of it. I don't deserve that, because people have made me feel like that. I wasn't giving myself permission to let go of things. Now that I told you guys a little bit about how I was feeling, what I want to say is that I've said in plenty of videos that running away and trying to mask your pain will not help you heal. I feel like the main message that I learned from this is that I had to be present in my healing. And I think that's a lesson that we all should learn, is that when we decide that it's time for us to get better, it's up to us if we're going to do it from a place of just wanting to feel better or actually wanting to change. Because when you aren't present in your healing and you don't allow yourself to sit with your pain, what's going to happen is that you're going to constantly be trying to avoid it.